The starting lineup for the visiting Memphis Grizzlies. At point guard, Tyus Jones. At the other guard position, Desmond Bane. At small forward, Dylan Brooks. At center, Steven Adams. At the other forward position, Jaren Jackson Jr. The head coach of the visiting team is Taylor Jenkins. Let's meet your Cleveland Cavaliers! At forward, 6'5", number 35, Isaac Okoro. At power forward, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 4, Evan Mobley. At guard, 6'1", number 10, Darius Garland. At guard, 6'1", number 2, Colin Sexton. At center, 6'11", number 31, Jarrett Allen. The head coach of your home team, fans, your Cleveland Cavaliers.
Greetings, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for our latest presentation of NBA basketball. Hi, folks. This is Brian Anderson. I'm with Grant Hill and Brent Barry. Our reporter tonight, Allie LaForce. Allie, take it away.
Hey, Brian. We've heard a lot of critique of some of the fouls that are called. Ask Warriors head coach Steve Kerr. He said, quote, "We've gotten out of control, gifting offensive players the ability to jump 3 or 4 feet into a guy and draw a foul. It's not a basketball play. Give the defensive player some benefit of the doubt, guys."
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Makes a good point. And we got a quick moment to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Kevin Love.
Unfortunately, we've seen his ability as a rebounder take a back seat these past few seasons. And I'd like to see him refocus on that element of his game. You can never have enough rebounds, in my opinion.
The starters for the Memphis Grizzlies. Jackson Jr. and Adams together inside. Tyus Jones is out there with Desmond Bane. And it's Brooks in at the small forward position. And for Cleveland, Sexton and Okoro, they're the wings. Mobley and Allen together in the middle. And it's Garland in at the point. Well, here we are. Are in mid-season now, Grant. How do players mentally cope with the grind of an NBA season?
That's a good question, B.A. I mean, you have to find ways to take your mind off of things as a team. Having outlets helps distract you. It's so important for players as they endure the lengthy season. I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
At the line for Cleveland, Jarrett Allen taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Allen.
I like that Allen plays with attitude. He's got a competitive streak, and it blends so well with his natural athletic ability.
So both free throws good from Allen. And here's Memphis now. Now here's Jones. Brooks outside. Pass to Adams. Jackson with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was in Memphis.
Today's game is about effort and energy. They got crushed on the glass the last time these teams played.
Well, let's see if the lesson was learned from that loss. If they come out with the same type of effort, we can expect a similar result here.
No stopping Allen there. His length makes the play almost too easy.
Brooks outside. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Banked it in off the glass.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Now here's Sexton. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Indiana. Deflected. Memphis with the ball. Here's Jones. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously put on a passing clinic.
And Mobley with the basket on the assist by Okoro.
Well, look, I mean, great anticipation on one end leads to points on the other.
The defense producing easy looks. It just helps you conserve some energy for late in the game.
Here's Bain. His last outing, he had 18 points. To the inside, Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
PA, the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 4 so far. Pass to Mobley. And here's Allen. Inside. Stolen by Jackson.
Cleveland foul. Evan Mobley. That's his first personal
Let's take
foul.
another look at the staunch defense during that mobile one block.
And that kind of rejection early on energizes your squad. The coaching staff just loves this kind of hustle.
Jones with the ball. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And the dunk by Jackson.
Those interior passes can be dangerous sometimes, but if the timing is good and you execute it there, you can get easy hoops.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. They're moving on after a tough loss they took at the hands of the Pacers.
Yeah, for 3 quarters, they were the much better team. But when the lead started to slip away, they just lost their composure.
Sexton getting right through the defense and putting that speed to work.
So it's the Grizzlies now. After the Cavs picked up a basket a moment ago. Pass to Bain. Jones with the ball. 6 to shoot. The 3 ball. Sexton grabs the board. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 shooting so far.
Colin Sexton coming into the league and giving starters minutes right away, so really learning on the fly.
And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. And the Cavaliers with possession here. The drive by Garland.
The attention to detail on defense Jackson reads shooters well and knows when to go for blocks.
That one is off. The Cavaliers go the other way with it. And Sexton able to play through mistakes early in his career. Brent, his shooting stood out right away.
Yeah, he's such a tremendous scorer, BA, and keeps a lot of pressure on the defense. The next step for him, and we've seen signs of this, is him just becoming a better playmaker.
The bounce pass right on the money. Great setup.
Memphis trailing here. And here's Jones. But no scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Bain. Pass to Brooks. On the wing, Jones. Shot clock at 5. Nails it from 3.
Kind of like playing in the rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
The Cavs have gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. Here's Mobley. Now Allen. He's coming off a 13-point game against Indiana.
The other part of his game was the outstanding D. Shot blocking is a huge momentum shifter, and his 2 blocks really turned the game in their team's favor.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Now here's Jones. Pass to Adams. On the wing, Bain. Now Jones. Brooks with it. Here's Jackson.
One of the jewels at the top of that 2018 draft. Jackson has made a huge impact at both ends, and he's still reaching his full potential.
At the line for 2.
And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Cleveland.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
I'm loving the ping-pong action of the ball tonight. A decent number of assists so far.
No good on the free throw. That one's no good.
And for him, that is an ugly trip to the line. Rarely do you see him do that.
To the paint. Pass to Okuro. And he gets it to go.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Memphis has gone 1 for 2 from beyond the arc in this first quarter. Brooks outside. Back to Jones. Brooks outside. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 4 rebounds now. They've been taking care of business.
Especially at the offensive end, where they've been totally in sync.
Out of bounds. It'll be Memphis's ball. And the Cavaliers making a change here.
Kevin Love, Lowry Markkinen, Dylan Windler.
For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. And there's the foul. It's going to belong to Darius Garland. That's his first foul of the game. Rubio's checked in for the Cavaliers.
Coming onto the floor for your Cavaliers, Ricky Rubio.
And here's Brooks, coming off a 22-point game against Brooklyn. Over Love. Jackson, pass to Adams. Yes, and a nice assist from Jackson.
Well, Adams, with that kind of positioning so deep inside, he becomes a force down low.
Outside Sexton. Outside for Love. Pass to Rubio. Markkinen against Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Rubio. Over Adams. The shot by Rubio, no good.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Jones. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
That's his first personal
There's
foul.
no debate there. He
Team
got
foul.
hammered.
Shooting for Memphis, Tyus Jones, taking 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
It's both from the stripe.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
The Cavaliers leading to the middle. Here's Sexton, and it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
And Rubio just waiting for the shooter to get open and then gets the assist.
Pass to Bain. His first shot coming late, and that's good. Off the glass that time.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
Rubio passes to Markkanen. Oh, it's stolen by Adams. The drive by Brooks. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
Personal foul. 5th team foul. Shooting for Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr., 2 shots.
And it's tied up with that one. Anderson's checked in for Memphis. And that one falls. That puts him up 1 point in the game now. Here's Sexton. A great score, averaging almost 26 a game. Into the lane. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Now Sexton getting ahead of steam. You could see he had his eyes on the rim and then the body to follow.
Outside, Anderson. Pass to Bain. Here's Jackson. It's guarded by Markkanen. Now here's Anderson. Let's go with a 3. Sexton grabs the board. Knocked away. Here's Bain. Checked by Sexton. Up again. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Memphis.
Their frenetic defense has been impressive, putting ball handlers on the defensive and turning them over as well.
On top of all that, they've done a good job of making life difficult for the opposing shooters. They've had hands up and have contested a lot of shots. Look at the blocks.
Now here's Adams. 14 points for him last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds, guys. Can't forget about the fundamentals.
Pass to Bain. Fires from deep. Shot clock at 6.
Desmond
Sends
Bain.
it home from three-point land. Bain's got his second bucket of the night. The Cavaliers have gotten 8 of 16 attempts to fall. Here's Rubio. Now quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Outside Sexton. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. Markkanen misses.
You could see he wanted to get it back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
Pass to Adams.
In the first.
Now here's Anderson.
minutes.
Covered by Love. Right side Jones. And here's Adams. Anderson for 3. Hits the trifecta.
Anderson.
And now it's a
3
7-point Memphis lead.
And I'm just impressed with their effort here early. They've hit the offensive glass so hard.
And he's one of those stat sheet stuffers. Kyle Anderson at 6'9" gives you rebounding, playmaking, grant a little bit of everything.
I mean, the combination of size with skill is what makes him special. And his wingspan helps him impact the game in so many ways.
Here's Bane. He's got 5. Outside, Anderson. Driving inside. And finished off by Anderson.
This small advantage is starting to snowball.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Outside Sexton to win the drought. And it's good on the lay-in. Sexton's got 8 points.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, and he's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Now Jones. Pass to Jackson. And stolen by Markkanen. And now the Cavaliers on the break. Here's Rubio. Oh, and Jackson with the block. That's going to be over and back. I'm watching the line on that one. A big group substitution here for Memphis. Tillman's checked in for Adams. Clark comes in for Jackson. Conchar, he's checked in for Bane. And it's Melton in for Jones. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Rubio drives in. Sweet little floater.
Just a great job out of the pick and roll. Thousands of those opportunities for Ricky Rubio. He knows what to do.
All right, now a timeout called by Memphis.
T-shirt time!
Here's Melton taking a look at his production, averaging just over 8 points a game. Pass to Conchar. Down low. It's stolen by Love. He got it up. The shot off that time. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Grizzlies out in front, leading by 5. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And the 4th pick in 2018, Jaren Jackson Jr., the rare NBA-ready defender, he talked about where he can make the most impact.
Probably be more of a backline help, talk more, give more help for the rotations because, you know, depending on what team you play, there's a lot of specific things you got to do to guard a certain player.
A veteran's understanding of help and positioning, Grant.
Yeah, I love that defensive mind approach. That's why they're a team to be reckoned with.
If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you think, guys?
Well, a big differentiator was their ability to generate offense by pounding the glass.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
Jared Allen out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Ricky Rubio. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Windler in at the 2. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Now here's Rubio. Pass to Windler. With the drive. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Rubio against Melton. Got a piece of it. Markkanen outside. And there's the lob. And the lob disrupted. Not to be. Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. And it's Clark on the take. And that one's good. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
Once he breaks out the crossover, you just know something special is about to happen.
The Cavaliers shooting about 48% from the floor. Pretty good. Pass to Love. Back to Allen. Unloads from 13. Allen, great positioning on the putback.
Tremendous effort from Allen, one of the top offensive rebounders in the game.
Rubio against Melton. Here's Tillman. Anderson for three. Rubio with the rebound. The Cavs have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Brian. Colin Sexton's nickname at Alabama was the Young Bull. He said, quote, I just play with a lot of passion. Through adversity, no matter what the score is, I play a complete game. Every time I step on the court, I have to show the world what I can do.
Oh, tremendous energy, Allie, right? Thanks for that.
With a soft touch around the basket, when Allen gets good looks inside, he's able to capitalize.
Melton passes to Clark. Here's Conchar. Three-pointer. Cavaliers with a rebound. Allen's got 9 rebounds now. Outside Rubio. Pass to Love. Back to Rubio. He shoots a 3. The putback. It's good on the putback.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Memphis calls timeout.
They're just giving away a run right now. The question is, can they stop the tide?
Hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a 4th? I'm not sure.
For the Cavaliers, Mobley, he's checked in for Love. Okoro goes in for Windler. And Garland is subbed in for Rubio. And Memphis also making a switch. Brooks, he's checked in for Anderson. Now here's Melton. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. It's stolen by Garland. Pass to Mobley. Back to Garland. Now Markkanen. Brooks defending. Markkanen right side. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Mobley. Here's Okoro. Second chance shot. And Mobley with the basket. On the assist by Okoro. Mobley's got his 3rd basket on the night right there. Melton outside. Pass to Tillman. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. They'll pin that one on Jared Allen.
Man, the defender really went after him.
As a Rookie of the Year award winner yourself, Grant, what do you see as the biggest challenge facing today's rookies?
I honestly think with all the information and expectations, the hardest thing for young players today is meeting those expectations. Because of all the great rookies who've come before and gone on and had success right away, that pressure a lot of times can be a lot for a young player entering the league.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Williams is checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Cavs trailing. Now here's Garland. 23 points for him last game against Indiana.
In total command of the offense. Passing was insane, especially when you consider how many points he put up. He didn't have his feet planted.
Here's Okoro. 11 points for him last game against Indiana.
His defensive intensity made a huge difference. Just look at the 3 steals.
3 on the clock. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen with the stuff. Well, plenty of give and take so far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already. Both teams came to play.
Clark outside. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
They grab their own miss. Back to Garland, to the middle. Here's Mobley, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Those are the kind of signs where Garland is improving his overall awareness to find teammates.
Clark outside. Here's Conchar. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Nets in Brooklyn. Back to Clark. And there's the drive. Oh, Clark with the slam.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Cleveland has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Garland, the pass to Allen. Back to Garland. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Garland's got his second basket on the night.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Williams with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. And there's the foul. It's going to belong to Darius Garland. That'll be a second foul of the game. Three-pointer, Brooks. The shot misses. The Cavaliers go the other way with it. They'll be off to Portland for a meeting with the Trailblazers after this one. That'll commence a long trip on the road. 6 games total. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
I always love the hard work on the glass. Just great activity.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Here's Conchar. Clock at 6. Pass to Brooks. Here's Okoro. Here's Garland. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move. He's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Dylan Brooks.
Just 5 games into his college career for Darius Garland, and a knee injury cut his freshman season short.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Sexton's checked in. That's good from Garland. And the rookie season for Garland was a struggle. Many were questioning that top 5 selection, Brent.
Well, again, hearkening back to the fact that he missed all of his freshman year, and then you're introduced to the NBA at such a young age. He's starting to show what it takes and the quality of player he could be as a microwave scorer.
They are just owning the boards right now.
Pass to Okoro. And here's Allen. Give him 8. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his 3rd foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
Anderson's checked in for Memphis. Melton comes in for Culver. Unable to get the ball in bounds. And they got called for a 5-second violation. Here's Okoro, and right now he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. Outside Garland, back to Allen. And that's his 4th bucket of the game in 7 attempts.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face. He didn't look quite right in the opening minutes, finding it now.
Now Melton. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. Pass to Clark. Over Allen. And again, Memphis no good.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
On the take. Anderson pulls it down. Memphis has gone 0 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. And Melton, here we go. And he gets the bucket.
And that's exactly how you attack length. I love how he doesn't lack assertiveness.
Yeah, hard to stop it there if you're the big man. That's just too good a shot and great concentration.
Outside Sexton. Pass to Allen. Goes up on the baseline. Connects. The jumper drops. Allen's got 8 points in the quarter.
And they found a nice flow offensively here in the second period.
Here's Conchar. Back to Melton. There's the three. Mobley grabs the board. Mobley's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Throws it up high. Hammers the lob through.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass. Time called here. The Grizzlies decide to talk it over.
It's always fun to see a defensive powerhouse like Evan Mobley. He savors any chance he gets to affect a shot or totally shut down an opponent.
Love is checked in for Allen. Well, Memphis shooting at 45% of the game so far. Pass to Jackson. And it's in there. Jackson's got 8. Well, when you look at Mobley's collegiate stat line, blocks definitely jump out at you. He averaged almost 3 a game.
Well, B.A., he obviously knows how to use all of his reach, but I'm sure he'll have to make some adjustments to be as effective here in the NBA.
Outside Sexton. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
That's 2 fouls in as many quarters. He may have to adjust his approach now.
Well, the Grizzlies shooting just 38% in this quarter. Right wing. Right side Anderson. Fires the 3. Knocks down the long J. Anderson's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
That's a pretty good look from Kyle Anderson. Good form as he squares up and knocks down one from the perimeter.
Nails it from beyond the arc. And the Cavaliers lead by 10.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
And both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Now here's Garland. 7 points in the game. Love. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Rubio's checked in for the Cavaliers.
Ricky Rubio.
Love against Jackson. Here's Mobley. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Indiana.
And he also controlled the boards. He just seemed to be in the right position every time the ball came off the rim.
Sexton's gone 6 of 9 from the field.
2 minutes.
Out to the right wing. Here's Jones. And a miss there on the triple.
And one of the reasons they're down right now is because they've fallen in love with the jump shot.
Left side Rubio. And he gets it to go. Now 2 of 6 in the game.
You understand what the defense is trying to do, but Rubio just so creative out there to make plays.
Pass to Bain. Jackson with it. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
3rd team foul. Shooting for Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr. taking 2 shots.
And that one falls for Jackson.
They've been impeccable from the line here in the second period, doing what they can to try to build some momentum.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Windler's checked in. And so Jackson nails both of them.
They found their rhythm at the free throw line this quarter, trying hard to make up ground.
Cleveland has gone just 1 of 4 from downtown so far in the second. Rubio with the ball. Guarded now by Anderson. The offensive rebound. Rubio passes to Love. Stolen by Jackson. Pass to Jones. Back to Jackson. Over Rubio. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Jackson's got 6 in the quarter.
He's done everything he can tonight, trying to keep this team competitive.
54 seconds left in the first half of this game. Now here's Rubio. The D's right on him. Nice D from Anderson.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
Outside Jones. On the wing, Brooks. Outside Jones. 5 on the clock. From about 16. And it's Windler with the rebound.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Outside Rubio. Tries to break his ice. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Personal foul.
That one on Anderson.
Such a capable floor general and a very strong defender. Ricky Rubio
line,
continues to make his impact felt
Ricky Rubio.
on any ball club that he
2
plays
shots.
for. Tricky and fun to watch.
And he makes the first. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Here's Jones. Ooh, he released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so we've reached the end of the first half of play. Cavaliers ahead, up by 11. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Colin Sexton having an outstanding game. He had 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Cavaliers, Shaq, what you think?
They're in good shape thanks to the work they're doing on the glass. Their effort has been excellent. Numbers are too. And I don't see those numbers dropping off. They're going to keep doing the dirty work in the second half.
How about you, Kenny? What you think about Memphis?
They couldn't get anything from the line. Obviously, plenty of bad shots. But they couldn't even hit wide open. They need to regroup, tell it to regroup with some kind of rhythm and get on pace.